everybody, welcome back to the wonderful region of Trentino for round 16 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. We are here for the MXGP of Pietramurata at the Crossodromo Ciclamino. We are just north of Lake Garda. We are in the Dolomite Mountains. Fortunately, we're not blanketed in snow this time of the year, but I tell you what, it won't be long before we are, though. Temperatures are dropping. And it's chilly, even though we still have beautiful blue skies. But as long as the sun starts to disappear around the back of that particular Dolomite, then we are plunging the racetrack into shade by the time this race finishes, and that temperature will drop a few degrees as well. The MXGP riders just coming in from their sighting lap as we speak. This 1,550-meter racetrack is now very hard, very slick, a lot of ruts, a lot of hard edges as well, as the 450 riders plan on going out for their second race of the day. MXGP Race 2 is just around the corner. Jeffrey Hurlings was victorious here on Sunday with a double race win. However, there was drama involving the bullet at the start of race 1. We will see the highlights shortly. But once again, we had a fascinating contest, and this championship chase has just been turned upside down, back to front. And we are being spoilt. The year that keeps on giving in MXGP just kept on giving in race 1. So as the riders take their positions down there behind the gate, coming back to the waiting zone ahead of this race, Trentino has not disappointed once again. Take a look at the highlights from MXGP Race 1. Here's what happened earlier. And it was explosive right from the get-go. Keep your eyes over about 10 gates over. Jeffrey Hurlings, he was alongside Prado. He got squeezed here. He then lost the front end there, went down. Anton Nordstern Graf uses handlebar as a launch pad. And look, completely destroyed the throttle housing. The throttle was jammed. He could not continue the race. Hurlings had a 24-point advantage going into race 1 at that moment. Would he still have that lead intact by the end of it? Well, Tim Geiser, who was 27 down on him going into the race, found his way quickly past Jorge Prado on the opening lap. Roman Fevre quickly found his way past Tony Cairoli. So too did Jeremy Seewer there. Fevre then quickly passed Prado as well, and he went after Geiser. Seewer was there in 4th, Cairoli was 5th, but then the Italian found his way back past the Swiss rider to take over 4th position. Then Tony Cairoli, an easy route around the outside of Jorge Prado. Prado riding injured after his crash midweek. Roman Fevre started to close in, and then we thought Geiser was off the hook. As it stayed like this, Jeffrey Hurling still led the championship by a point. And Fevre and Geiser were tied on second position on the same points. But then Fevre went through. He led the championship by a point over Hurlings. Tim Geiser, though, responded immediately. These two traded positions a handful of times in as many laps. Geiser came back for more. Fevre was then pushed back to second. They liked it down there, but Kawasaki liked this even more, as Fevre, in the closing stages, 2 laps to go, eventually made his pass stick to take over the lead. And when he did cross the line as a race winner for the 5th time, he was the new championship leader by a point over Jeffrey Hurlings. Geiser finished the race 2nd, Cairoli was 3rd, Seewer and Prado rounded out the top 5. And that was MXGP Race 1. We'll do the top 5 in a moment, but first of all, as the fans take their positions in anticipation of MXGP Race 2. Let's go down to the grid. Lisa is down there with a skier, I think.
Okay, I'm just on the start for the last race of the day, MXGP Race 2. Joining me, we have a special guest. We have Luca Aliprandini. Luca, it's great to have you back at the motocross, but it's been a big year for you, hasn't it? You're actually the silver medalist this year. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, exactly. I had a fantastic season with a silver medal at the World Championship at home, and so it was a nice season, and also it's pretty nice to be here again after the COVID situation.
And of course, Luca, I know you ride a bit of motocross yourself, don't you? I mean, it's completely different to your sport. What is it about motocross that you love so much?
Yeah, I really like to ride motocross. This is practically my home track. I live here 15 minutes from the track, and I was 10 days at Jeremy's at home in Belgium, so I like to ride motocross. It's my second passion.
And that's finally got me to my last question. You're good friends with Jeremy Seewer at the moment. Unfortunately, he's not in the title fight in MXGP. It's so close at the top of the standings. Who's your money on?
Yeah, Jeremy now is better, and he was struggling a little bit with his physical condition, and for sure now is better. For the championship, it's too late, but yeah, it's a nice battle. And after the crash of Herlings in the first heat, it's completely open again. So it's really nice to watch the race.
Yeah, well, Luca, it's great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's Luca Aliprandini there. Good luck to all the guys. It's time for the final race of the day, MXGP Race 2.
Here's how the top 5 stand in the championship. It could not be closer. Look how tight it is. Romain Febvre on 5.56. Jeffrey Herlings 1 behind, and 5 behind him. We have Tim Geiser. Unbelievable. 4th is Prado, and Tony Cairoli is 5th. Those two pretty much out of it now. Mathematically, yes, they could still do it, but we are focused on 3 once again. Here's how the riders line up. Jeffrey Herlings on pole for the 10th time this year, ahead of Tim Geiser, Tony Cairoli, Romain Febvre, Jeremy Seewer, Prado, Olsen, and Boirmé. Jonas and Tonus. Watson came in 11th in time practice today, so he goes to line 11th, and the rest of the guys. Just give you a recap of the positions of race 1. Romain Febvre, your winner. Geiser 2nd, Cairoli 3rd, Seewer was 4th. Found his way past Jorge Prado with 3 laps to go. Ben Watson came home in 6th ahead of Glenn Koldenoff, Thomas Kjær Olsen, Henry Jacobi, and Jeremy Van Horebig. I went and saw Jeffrey Herlings after the race, and he was in good spirits, actually. Couldn't avoid it. He just said he lost the front end, picked himself up, didn't get run over, and he said, but then somebody used my handlebar as a takeoff ramp. And when I spoke to Ruben, his practice mechanic, he just basically said it's either black or white with him. You know, most people would pick themselves up after the start and probably score a handful of points or more. With Jeffrey, it's black or white. He goes down, somebody, you know, he gets up fine, but then his bike didn't. So, yeah, 1 point behind going in, and very philosophical about the whole thing. And he did say he watched every lap of the race from the TV within the KTM compound. So he knows exactly what he's up against, who he's up against, where the lines are, everything else. Don't be surprised if he comes out firing on all cylinders. But what about the battle in race 1, of course? Tim Geiser and Romain Febvre absolutely tearing strips off of each other, respectfully, of course. But that rider right there, Romain Febvre, goes into race 2 as the new championship leader. Jeremy Seewer, a good solid ride in race number 1, came home 4th, having passed Jorge Prado with a couple of laps to go. Can he make the podium today, though? Last few riders getting themselves into position ahead of this second race. And all eyes will be on the main protagonists. Can everybody stay upright through that first turn? There's Mattis Boirmé. Henry Jacobi, number 29, he pulled a foxhole shot here in race 2 on Sunday. Picked up his first black plate of the year. 30 minutes plus 2. Feet, crowd on their feet over on their hillsides. The start plunging into shade. We have a green flag. We have a Fly Racing 15-second board for the final time today. Who will grab the foxhole shot? Who will win? Who will be leading the championship as we head to the next round on Sunday? Gate drops here. MXGP Race 2. And Cairoli absolutely lights the place up. He pulls a massive hole shot, and it's Cairoli who leads the way. Febvre buried mid-pack. Hurling's ahead of him. Where's Geiser? Benoit Paturella's in there. Geiser not too far behind. And there's Geiser splitting in the middle of Valentin Guillot and Paul Jonas. But Tony Cairoli, like a rabbit out of a hat, just on the wheels and just full gas round the first turn. Seawer second, Prado third, Coldenhoff fourth, Paturel fifth, Hurling sixth, Geiser seventh. Fevre a couple of positions further back. We are going to have another one of those races, I think. Talking to somebody during the break, it's not the fact that the racing, the championship is this tight. It's the fact the quality of the riders involved in the championship fight is so close. Benoit Paturel gives an elbow to Hurling's top of the screen. Bullet tries to find his way through, and he does into what? Geiser goes through as well. So both Hurlings and Geiser finding their way past Benoit Paturel. Number 16 there in white. Prado cuts to the inside of Seawer. Or Coldenhoff. Opens the door for his teammate to go through. The 84 goes around the outside of the 61, who does not want to yield just yet. So Cairoli leads. Seawer is second. I think Coldenhoff is third. Prado fourth. Hurling's five. Geiser is sixth. And I tell you what, you don't need a bigger carrot dressed in orange like that, do you, when you're looking at the championship table? He is almost alongside the number 84. He has not had a race. He hasn't got rid of the arm pump situation, if you know what I mean. Got no data from the first race at all. So going in blind in some respects. Romain Fevre buried in ninth place at the moment. A poor start for the Monster Energy Kawasaki. A good start for Jeremy Seawer and his Monster Energy Yamaha teammate, though, Glenn Coldenhoff. They are second and third. There they are. Prado, Hurlings, Geiser. Again, Hurlings looking for a way through. Can he find a way through? This is where Cairoli went around the outside of Prado in race one. And this time, he's got Hurlings right there alongside him. Hurlings almost had a look as if to say, come on, dude, what are you doing? Hurlings moves up into fourth. Geiser almost alongside the Spaniard as well. And he'll find a way through here. Hold that camera position. He does not go through. Benoit Paturel hanging on in there in seventh place ahead of Valentin Guillot on the Hostetler Yamaha. Eighth. Fevre 9. Paul Jonas 10. Standing Construct Gas, Rockstar Energy Asfana of Thomas Kier Olsen is next as Geiser looks to show a wheel to Prado. Prado having none of it. These two, fifth and sixth at the moment. Right, has to think outside of the box here. Does the 243. Took Jeremy Seawer almost the entire race to find his way past Prado. Geiser does not want to be that person this time around in race two. Oh, Fevre, hello. Oh, how tight was that? Fevre is right there, look, closing in on Benoit Paturel for seventh position. And he will have Geiser right there in front of him, one of his main rivals in the championship chase. Despite finding a way through a moment ago, Hurling's not able to break free from these two. Geiser and Prado side by side, bar to bar. The Slovenian eventually finds his way past the Spaniard. Moves into fifth place. Fans are absolutely treating to the highest racing here once again. Romain Fevre going after Benoit Paturel, the Honda SR Motor Blues rider, number 16. Putting in some good rides the last few races as he gets back to 100%, but he leaves the door open there. Fevre easily through into seventh. Game on, folks. Top three in the championship. Line astern once again. Apart from Prado there, just ahead of them. Going to be a long 24 minutes for somebody. Jeremy Seewer is closing in on Tony Cairoli. Koldenoff 2 or 3 seconds further back, then Hurlings 4, Geiser now 5, Prado 6, then the Kawasaki there of Romain Febvre, he's in 7th. Paturel 8, Jonas 9, Olsen 10, Guillot 11, Ben Watson in 12th place. Oh, a mistake there! Twice from Romain Febvre. He came in, hit the brakes, you heard the squeak. He then got cross-rutted and almost tipped himself over the side. Puts himself back under pressure. Watch this, he comes in, he realised he was long, locked up the back brake, couldn't get straight. Next minute, out the side. Regroup, rebreathe, refocus. Championship chase is just hotting up. Hurlings back in control of the championship by 3 points over Romain Febvre here, number 3. The points, 5.73, Febvre 5.70. Geiser 4 behind on 5.66. Balls Jonas, trying to lean on Paturel, cuts back to the inside. The Frenchman not having it, keeps him out there as well. These two fighting over 8th place. Olsen just behind them. Right, Febvre, he has regrouped. Got himself back onto the rear wheel of Jorge Prado. Can't stay there for too much longer because he's going to have to dig really, really deep if he is to make up the ground to those guys ahead of him. Tim Geiser, Jeffrey Hurlings, but we saw him do it in race 1, whittle down a 5-second gap or thereabouts to Tim Geiser to get back on song, pass him a handful of times, and then make it stick on the final lap. In that first race, he'll be hoping to do the same again. Right, PJ has cleared Benoit Paturel. He's now into 8th place. Geiser has found his way past Jeffrey Hurlings. So Geiser now up into 4th, Hurlings down to 5th. Where did that happen? Nervous look over the shoulder. I just wonder whether it is things like arm pump or something like that. Having not raced the first race, of course, only been on the bike. The last time he was on track, actually, Jeffrey Hurlings, 10:30 for time practice. He would have been off the bike at 11 o'clock and done nothing other than the sighting lap, the 2 sighting laps. Right, maybe this top left corner. Oh, there, look, down, just picking himself up. Got to dig deep. Again, going to be handing points back to Tim Geiser. Wonder what's on the boards from the crew of all the top 3 riders. Cairoli, fastest man on track, a 1:43.8. He's 2.3 seconds clear of Jeremy Seewer now. Koldenoff, 5.259 seconds back in 3rd. Geiser, 4th, clear track, crucially. He's cleared the number 84. He can go after Glenn Koldenoff, try and salvage a couple more points, but what a performance from this guy. He'll win the overall Grand Prix as well if he stays there. 3rd in race 1, remember. Oh, thought the back end was going to have a wrestle with the bank. 3rd in race 1, a win in race 2. Nicely picks the front end up over those little braking bumps, end of the straight. He's only got the 14 Italian Grand Prix victories, Tony Cairoli. How cool would it be in his final year to win at least one more on home soil? Ah, Febvre all over the back of Hurlings. So Febvre clearing Prado, going after number 84. This is going to tighten things right up. They're already tied on points at the top of the championship on 5.71 apiece, with Geiser on 5.68. And Romain Febvre, sector 3, the fastest of the race, as he sees Herlings getting closer and closer. Lap 6 in the books. Cairoli leads the way. Siwa second. Koldenhoff third. Geiser, Herlings and Febvre 4th, 5th and 6th. The same 3 riders at the top of the championship. Slightly different positions. Febvre finds his way past. He will lead the championship. Febvre got close, but it looks like after that fall, when he was in 4th place, Herlings may have just regrouped here. He's almost saying to Romain Febvre, okay, first you've got to catch me, then you've got to pass me, then you've got to make it stick. Not impossible, but this part of the racetrack, Febvre, very efficient. Paul Jonas going after Jorge Prado. He goes around the outside of the Spaniard. Moves into 7th place. Doesn't look comfortable, does it? This one does. Looks more than comfortable. A big win in race 1. For his 5th race win of the season, Romain Febvre. Geiser takes a quick look up. He has cleared that Herlings-Febvre battle behind him. He's got his eyes focused on the next rider ahead of him, Glenn Koldenhoff, the Monster Energy Yamaha, just the other side of this jump. He'll look up and see him just down there in the braking zone, bottom of the hill. Siwa safe on his own in 2nd place at the moment as Cairoli sets another fastest lap of the race. Paul Jonas closing in. Jonas behind Febvre. Nothing in it between them. Oh, that was nice. Using the back end just to launch off the little kickers there through that first part. Not clean through that corner though. And again, we see Romain Febvre close in on the number 84. This is for 5th place. Really having to dig deep to stay there at the moment. So Febvre continues to chase down the number 84. These two, 1st and 2nd in the championship. They are 5th and 6th in the race. They are tied on point. And Prado is down. Him and Paul Jonas have obviously had a come-to. Prado already with a back injury, holding that back as he picks himself up. So out of 7th and 8th, Prado and Jonas, whichever way round they were. Watch this here. Prado is on the inside line. Oh, Jonas just got it wrong. Tried to cut himself across. Prado couldn't believe it. And Romain Febvre all over the back of Herlings once more. Romain Febvre has just set the fastest lap of the race. He's a couple of bike lengths behind the guy he's fighting with in the championship. This is going to be a long 15 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, that little wheel tap there, just as he goes through that right-hander. Nice. Who's that in the background then? back uphill, 14.5 to go. Cairoli 4.2 seconds clear of Jeremy Seward. Koldenhoff is next. Geiser is closing down on the Hoff as Fevre is getting ready to strike on Herlings. Can't quite get close enough. He was fast through here, though, the entire race. Him and Geiser traded positions at least 3-4 times on that part of the racetrack. I think Fevre knows as well, if he goes too early, he knows he can maybe be open for attack. I think if he can stay here within striking distance, launch the attack on the final lap, maybe. But that is also a difficult game to play and get right, especially when the championship is at stake. But are they starting to catch Geiser, yes or no? Have a look at the lap times in a minute. Lisa's getting ready to go down and talk to Dirk Grubel. Here she is.
Dirk Grubel, we can see Jeffrey Herlings in 5th position. Not his usual explosive self at the moment. Has he given you any feedback about how he's feeling after that first race? Or is it just the unfamiliarity with the track?
No, I mean, first race was just a lot of frustration. He went down, but somebody rode over his bike and it damaged his throttle housing, so he could not continue. So there was a little bit of frustration, of course, and now he want to make up for what was missing in the first one. But I think he tried a little bit too hard, went down already once, lost 2 positions, let's say, but hopefully he can come back strong and make up some more points.
Okay, thanks, Dirk.
Romain Fevre goes down the inside of Herlings, decides to pull out, doesn't want to pile of scrap metal at the bottom of the hill there. Herlings let off the hook for now. Fevre coming back for more, though. Gets on the gas. These kind of conditions, and Prado parks it. So Jorge Prado, here's the story of his race. Alongside Herlings, this was early on. This was the battle for 4th place. The bullet eventually did go through. Then Geiser found his way past as well to move into 5th. And then bottom of the hill, Romain Fevre also carved a neat line to move past the Spaniard, pushed him down into 6th position. And then this one here took him out. "12 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. Lap time's about 1:44, 1:43, depending on who you are. Those ruts at the bottom of that hill there, you're attacking those, you're coming down there so fast. And then having to straighten up, you just hope you don't get a braking bump at the wrong moment. Fevre, is he frustrated or is he just biding his time? Didn't know he was leading the championship until he was informed in this post-race interview after race 1. All of a sudden, different mindset. You're leading the championship, you are the championship leader. As it's tied like this, the red plate will stay on the front of the KTM by virtue of race wins. Looking like he's just getting back into some kind of rhythm again with 11 minutes to go. But with the championship drawing to an end, we've got 1 more round here on Sunday and then 2 in Mantova, about 130 kilometers south of here. And a week later, Sunday, and then again on Wednesday. That will wrap up the championship. And when we're going in with riders 3 points apart, 3 riders 3 points apart, you can't take your eyes off of it. You cannot make any more mistakes. Geiser, meanwhile, has reeled in the first of the 2 Monster Energy Yamahas ahead of him, Glenn Koldenhoff. He could still leave here with the championship leader's red plate. Geiser hasn't held the championship leader's red plate since Germany, when it was taken off of him by Herlings. Fevre wants it on the front of his Kawasaki. Geiser wants it back. It is a real game of cat and mouse, a proper chess game this, isn't it? The pressure mounting. Oh, back end there, wiping out the bank. Each of these three riders, Geiser, Herlings, Febvre, knows they can't make a mistake, and Febvre just did. Spun up the rear end. He's got to go again. Just gets on the gas here. Just asked too much. Came around on him. Lucky he stayed up as well. Could have easily gone out the side door, and that would have been it. Here's Jeremy Seewer. Fantastic ride for him in second position. This is going to be second overall. Just needs to stay there. Only got the one podium at the moment, Seewer. Czech Republic, where he was third. Just missed out on the podium here on Sunday by virtue of a tie break. He's looking good once again, consistent again. So too is Coldenhoff, but he will not be on the podium as a result of that 7th place in race 1. But again, we've got 3 riders tied on points. Seewer 40, Geiser 40, Febvre 40. Febvre back end dancing around again as he enters that wave section over on the far side. Geiser just trying to double in over that rut into the berm. Are we going to get riders upping the ante in the final 7.5 minutes? Well, from the flash that we got there a moment ago as we focused on Coldenhoff going downhill, Romain Febvre is doing everything he can to get back on terms with Jeffrey Herlings. Despite that slip-up, he has found a way back onto the rear wheel of the Red Bull KTM. Here's Coldenhoff, there's Geiser. Just behind them, we will have 2 riders absolutely locked together as they drop down behind pit lane. And we'll see them as we... Here we go again. Take 2 between Herlings and Febvre. This time, he won't be keen to let Herlings off the hook. Sometimes, you know, when you make that mistake and then you have that second go at it, the second bite of the cherry, if you like, you do something, you think differently, you actually find a way to get by in one clean sweep rather than having been stuck there for a few laps trying to figure things out. But again, mistakes just trying to creep in. But this part of the racetrack now, this half of the lap, is where Febvre is very, very efficient. That's nice. Continues to hold that tight line. Opens up the corner here. How gnarly the track is now, right at the end of the day. Romain Febvre just starting to lose toe again, but looking to find right. Tim Geiser back onto the rear wheel of Glenn Coldenhoff, the Monster Energy Yamaha rider. Oh, Coldenhoff almost out the front door there. Just 3 points separate the first 3 guys in the championship chase. At the stands at the moment, Herlings, Febvre tied 5-7-1, 5-7-1. We could have a 3-way tie. No, we could have 570 if he finds his way past Coldenhoff. So we'll have 3 guys separated by a point as we head into round 16 on Sunday. If Geiser can find his way past Glenn Coldenhoff here. in the final stages of this race. And Koldenhoff just making one or two little uncharacteristic errors here, and that's allowed Geiser to get on terms and around the outside, but he knows not to go around the outside there as it tightens up into that left. Yeah, Koldenhoff looks over his shoulder, knows he's there now, pressing. Has to pull out of there as well, because that will not end well. And as these two fight it out for third place, Romain Febvre has just gone fastest in Sector 1, only by 1/10 of a second, but he's gone fastest of the race in Sector 1. You wouldn't want to be the team in this position, would you, in this situation? Geiser looking for something else around the outside, trying to rail the final turn. A bit cleaner, more efficient through there this time around for Koldenhoff. Seaward just starting to sneak away. Three minutes to go. Herlings-Febvre still separated by about a second or so behind these two. Koldenhoff doing well to up his game. Different rhythm through there for these two, but again, Febvre closes in on Herlings in that top left turn. Koldenhoff was a little deep in that corner then. Geiser wasn't able to capitalise though. Keep an eye on what's going on in the opposite direction. Still no gain for the Kawasaki on the KTM. The Honda being kept at bay by the Yamaha of Koldenhoff at the moment. We've had 15 laps of this second MXGP race. It's really been another one of those days, another enthralling contest between the top three riders in the World Championship. A mixed bag of results for all of them. Febvre winning race one from Geiser. Herlings going out at the first turn. Second race, you've got Cairoli leading. He has no pressure, zero pressure. And if he stays there, he's going to win the overall by a clear margin as well. But all eyes on this battle, and the one between Geiser and Koldenhoff as they fight over fourth and third respectively. And there is Geiser looking to cut back to the inside. Oh, I thought it was going to end in tears once again. He's finding another gear now though, isn't he, Geiser? Starting to apply the pressure to Koldenhoff. All of a sudden, generating speed from out of nowhere. Gets good drive, he's alongside, and he does find a way through. We are going to be 1 point between first, second and third in the championship when we hit the line next time, unless Febvre can find his way past Herlings. Koldenhoff struggling out of that turn there. Geiser now into third. Koldenhoff fourth. He needs to hang on to that position if he can. How does that affect the podium? Well, it will put Geiser up to second on 42. Seaward down to third on 40. But he's going after Seaward now, just to make sure. Tony Cairoli, 3 laps to go. Three laps of torture for those involved in the title chase. Will Febvre need 3 laps to find his way past Herlings? Will Geiser need 3 laps to find his way past Seaward? Oh, Geiser, fastest in Sector 4, 26.7, only a 10th here or there again, but it is the fastest sector. Herlings closing in on his fellow countryman, Koldenhoff. Oh, there's Seaward, there's Geiser. heading uphill. Geiser has clear track. He has another Monster Energy Yamaha ahead of him. The HRC Honda rider is going for second position here. And that's second and third right there. He has whittled that gap down to nothing practically. Looking strong. Oh, that's nice. Doubling into that rut. He's finding some traction from somewhere. He's upped his game, upped his pace. As we head into this final 2 laps of this 15th Grand Prix of the season, 1 point separates the top 3 riders. Herlings-Febvre tied on 5.71, Geiser on 5.70. He could be the championship leader again if he finds his way past Jeremy Seewer in the next 2 laps. And we'll worry about the podium scenarios afterwards. Oh, did he almost go down then? He looked like he went deep into the bank, Tim Geiser. He's lost a little bit of ground. This guy needs to maintain his composure. Could be in danger of being bumped off the podium, you know. Watch this here. Yeah, look. Oh. Proper bobblehead moment as he caught the bank. Again, how many times can these guys regroup during the race? Herlings all over the back of Koldenhoff now. The Hoff hasn't looked back. Change of line over on the right-hand side as he looks to cut back. Stays out there, stays to the outside. Koldenhoff can surely hear Herlings, who goes around the outside, parks his KTM down the inside of the Yamaha. All of a sudden, Febvre also has to find his way past the Hoff as well, who looks over his shoulder. And he does go down. He had to be aggressive. Does he lose out on the way up, though? No, he doesn't. What a race we are having once again. Tried to retaliate, couldn't find a way through. Cairoli about to take the 2-lap board, the 1-lap board, and he does, right on cue. Can Jeremy Seewer hold on here? If he can't, we will have a new championship leader, and it won't be that rider right there. Well, not yet anyway. It'll be Geiser. Oh. Oh, actually, because of the passes that last couple of laps, we've got Herlings 5.73, Febvre 5.72, Geiser 5.70. So for now, the red plate's still on the front of that number 84, Red Bull KTM. But Seewer has been bumped off the podium. He is now going to be picking up 40 points, 1 less than Romain Febvre. The podium as it stands right now, Cairoli going to be picking up Grand Prix win number 94 on 45 points. Geiser 42, Febvre 41. All depends what happens on this final lap. And Febvre is getting himself worked up to make a move on Jeffrey Herlings. At the bottom of one of these hills, if he leaves the door open, we've seen how aggressive Febvre can be. Can't do it there. That's where he passed Seewer. Koldenhoff. As he just left it too late. Can't cut back to the inside because back marker in the way there meant he couldn't get across the line. Stays out of trouble here, though, does he? Yes, he does. Meanwhile, Antonio Cairoli is on his way to the checkered flag. Tony Cairoli out of the final turn, a start-to-finish win. Tony Cairoli wins at home for the 15th time in his career. It's win number 94 for the Italian. Seewer crosses the line second, Geisser third, Hurlings 4, Fevre 5. Another fantastic race. And the podium is going to be Tony Cairoli, Tim Geisser and Roman Fevre. We're going to have a fun podium now, aren't we? Yeah, try and pull the fences down. That's why they invented gates. But what a race we had. Tony Cairoli out on his own, minding his own business. Picking up his second win of the season as well, don't forget, with a 3-1. Despite his lurgy and his sickness, he is on the top step of the podium, pulling something out of the bag from out of nowhere. Tim Geisser, second and third, second overall. Third overall, Roman Fevre. Here is Tony Cairoli getting ready to speak to Lisa Leyland. I bet he can't believe it.
Tony Cairoli, massive congratulations. Another GP victory on home soil. Considering you're sick, did you expect this?
No, I really didn't expect, because Sunday I was feeling very bad, and in 2 days I recovered a little bit, but not enough, of course. But it was good because the start was good, and then I could manage to stay in front and control the race. So it's always easier when you have a good start.
Yeah. Great job, thanks, Tony.
Tony Cairoli, 178 podiums now for the Sicilian, 94 Grand Prix wins. Takes his 182nd race win as well. The Red Bull KTM rider was the master of Pietramurata today. And a nice goon ride finish over the finish line jump as well. Tony Cairoli picks up another win, takes a black plate as well for the foxhole shot. I'm sure we'll see that in a moment. But Tony Cairoli victorious here in MXGP Race 2 in Pietramurata. Second, Jeremy Seewer. Third, Tim Geisser. Fourth, Hurlings. Fevre, fifth. The top three in the championship, third, fourth, fifth, different order. Glenn Koldenoff, sixth. Thomas Cairoli, 7. Bogas, 8. Watson, 9. Jonas, 10. Then we had Jacobi, Van Orbik, Lupino, Paturel, Tom Cock, and Valentin Guillot. Dylan Wright in the points in both races today. Van Donnick, 18. Mattis Borromei, 19. And Sean Simpson.
Allora qua dietro veramente la felicità incredibile.
It's a 94th Grand Prix victory for Tony Cairoli, his 15th win on home soil. Hard to remember, his first was way back in 2005 in the MX2 class at home in Italy. Geisser second, Fevre third, Seewer fourth. Glenn Koldenoff rounding out the top 5. And the championship looks like this. 1 point separates first and second, 3 points separate first and third. If you thought the racing before this weekend was bonkers, it just went to a whole new level. We started the day with the first three separated by 27 points. That's what the first turn crash can do. It really throws a spanner into the works. And then you get Tony Cairoli winning a Grand Prix again for the 94th time. No change in the manufacturer standings though. Sanity has maintained a safe distance there. Let's take a look at the foxhole shot, shall we? Tony Cairoli, for the second time this year, takes another black plate. So Jorge Prado on 14, Roman Fevre 6, Hurlings 4, Tony Cairoli 2, and then 1 for Jacobi, Seewer, Monticelli and Koldenoff. Well, we are in Italy for the last 5 Grand Prix. We had 1 on Sunday, 1 today and Wednesday. We still have 3 to go. 1 here on Sunday, 2 more in Mantova. So if you haven't seen Tony on tour, well, get yourselves a ticket, because you might well just do this again. Romain Febvre, 3rd overall, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. Victorious in race 1, but had to settle for 5th in race 2. Tim Geiser, Team HRC, 2nd overall, with a 2nd and a 3rd. But make some noise for the youngster that is Tony Cairoli, on the top step of the podium, once again at home in Italy, for the 15th time in his career. Win number 94 in the books for the Red Bull KTM rider. They may even sing along with him. Claudio De Carli has been with him every step of the way. Gianfranco Pasqua, the MC Arco president, handing a 3rd place trophy to Romain Febvre. His 50th podium appearance for Romain Febvre. Tim Geiser, 2nd overall. Podium visit number 85 for the Slovenian. But Tony Cairoli stands on the top step of the podium once again. His 2nd win of the season, his 1st since Natalie round 2. And what a place to do it. Patrick Rietjens, the FIM CMS Bureau member, on hand to deliver Claudio De Carli yet another team trophy, watched on by son Davide. Jeffrey Hurlings continues to lead the championship, though. It is a slender margin. He arrived here 24 points clear of Romain Febvre. He leaves here 1 point ahead of the Frenchman. 5.73 to Jeffrey Hurlings, 5.72 Romain Febvre, 5.70 Tim Geiser. Been a tough day at the office for the Bullet, but he continues to lead as we go to round 16. All the formalities are done. Just the one small thing now of the Italian national anthem. I have a feeling it's just about to go off. Anthem for Tony Cairoli, a 9-time world champion. Now, though, winning manufacturer, the anthem of Austria is next. Top three here today. Round 15 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Pietramurata. Tony Cairoli, your overall winner for the 94th time. Second overall, Tim Geiser. Third, Romain Febvre. We will talk to the top three in just a few moments, but before we do, let's just have a recap what we just saw in MXGP Race 2, shall we? MXGP Race 2 got off to a flying start for Tony Cairoli, centre of the gate, a million miles ahead of everybody else for his second foxhole shot of the year. He crossed the line ahead of Siwa, Prado, Benoit Paturel, Glenn Koldenhoff. Hurlings was there, so too was Valentin Guillot, and just behind them, Tim Geiser. Hurlings found his way past Prado, so too did Geiser as they searched for points. Hurlings then fell, lost a couple of positions, put himself under pressure as Romain Febvre found his way past Prado. He then went after the bullet. It all went wrong for these two as Jonas tagged the rear wheel of Prado. Then Geiser found his way past Koldenhoff. That put him into third. Hurlings then found his way past the Hoff as well. And so too did Romain Febvre all of a sudden. Koldenhoff found himself in sixth place. Febvre fifth, Hurlings was fourth. Tony Cairoli, though, a masterclass here in race 2. He won the race, he won the overall, and he stands on the top step with the podium at home. Here he is with Lisa.
Tony Cairoli, massive congratulations. A consistent day for you. Not feeling 100%, but unlike many of the others, you don't have too much pressure on your shoulders at the moment. Perhaps one of the reasons you took the whole shot and had a perfect second race.
Yeah, of course. He really is struggling with some flu this last weekend. Last weekend was very bad, actually, and now I feel a little bit better. Only my throat's still a little bit painful and not so much power, but I know it's really important to get a start on this track, and the guys are really fighting for the championship, so for sure they are at some pressure. I just ride, you know, a little bit free mind, you know, and I could ride a good race. First moto, I was good with the start, but then I made a mistake. I dropped 3-4 position and I could come back to 3, so which was good. And then second moto, actually a good start, and then tried to stay in front as much as possible. And I could keep Siwa in a distance, and in the end we won the GP. So I'm really happy because last weekend one of the worst races in my whole career. So I never had often 2 DNF, but it's motocross. It's part of the game. We bounce back. So hopefully from now on we can be always on the podium. That's our goal.
Thanks, Tony. Congratulations. Second overall today we have Tim Geiser. Tim, a second place and a third place. Great battle in that first race for the lead. Hard charge in race 2. Now you're just 3 points off the championship lead. What are your thoughts on today and your races?
Yeah, actually, I'm quite happy. You know, of course, first race I have a comfortable lead, and then Roman catch me. I got a little arm pump, and it's not nice when you get arm pump on a track like that. But anyway, second race didn't have the best start. I was like around 5th, 6th, something like that. Managed to make some passes on the beginning. Then I was struggling again behind Glenn. I couldn't pass him, but then I managed to make a pass on the end, so finished third. It was good. It's getting close, so I'm really looking forward for the last 3 GPs.
Great job. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Third overall today, we have Romain Febvre. Roman, big win in race 1. Race 2, you really had to dig deep. Just 1 point off the championship lead. You did have the championship lead after that first race. Tell us, what are your thoughts on today?
Yeah, up and downs. Really good first moto. Took a good start, and then a battle with Tim. Many laps was nice. We passed each other a few times. Managed to win it, so I was really happy. And then second, didn't took a good start, so make me on a bad position. And had to dig deep. And then I was behind Jeffrey, and I wanted to pass. I passed him one time, but he passed me back, and couldn't manage to pass him. So a little bit disappointed because every time I can do one good moto and not the second one. So hopefully this Sunday I can do 2 solid moto.
Great job. Thanks, Roman.
Third overall for Romain Febvre as he stands on the podium for the 50th time in his career here today at the MXGP of Pietramurata. One good race, one not so good race. Despite that though, he is just 1 point off the World Championship lead as we head to round 16. Tim Geiser, happy with his riding, but he'll be looking to bounce back again when we arrive back here on Sunday. He's just 3 points off the championship lead. He's third in the standings. But Tony Cairoli, his second Grand Prix victory of the season, win number 94, his 178th podium. You wouldn't bet against him getting at least a couple more before the season is out, especially riding at home here and then the final 2 rounds in Mantova to wrap up the championship season. Tony Cairoli, your winner here today at the MXGP of Pietramurata. And we are out of time. Hope you can join us once again when we return on Sunday, the MXGP of Garda, here at the circuit of Pietramurata. My name's Paul Malin. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Bye for now.